the footage. Is it actually started? Because last time I did this, it wasn't live when it said it was live, and then it was. This is now in the VOD, so we're going to find it. It is! Hi, everyone. I'm going to do NSLage right now. What we're going to do is I'm going to click like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons because I wasn't prepared. And then I'm going to click this, which is going to make some noises happen. And we're going to run the tapes. Exclamation mark NSL in the chat the entire time until the intro's done. Okay? Promise? Good. Really love to gain all this time on anyone ahead. Get a couple quick 10 seconds. That's the send! What was that from JB? That was a very, very odd move and the break-in. Makes him think about it, is enough to make him get some space, and that's an error around the corner as well. Has a slide, and that might be enough to open the door, and I think Ethan has done that sweetly. That is honestly a nice, nice move. This is absolute pandemonium for this race. Chaotic, everyone's dropping everywhere. This corner is amazing for letting people go for it. I think I've just seen is that... And there's some passing going on further back as well. It's that GB and Pooch both going past the McLaren. That's insane. Get it 3 and 4 wide, a little bit further back, side by side between the teammates. And that's going to be a switch up. Now, I am quite firmly certain that D, R, and S games will be played. They will be played. Dylan's hit the car ahead after trying to get out of the way. He's now sending it from range. As that Mercedes is defending hard. Oh, my sweet Jesus, that is an Aston Martin from range. Josh _01 has just done probably his most outrageous move I have ever seen in history. Everything, he's going to have one send. Josh knows that he's going to park his car on the inside. Down the inside he goes. If both gone wide, I don't think either of them made the line at all. And Rod's trying to force his way through the wall. And Rod is out of the race. A sudden pooch podium. This might happen. If he keeps his car on the road, he might end up getting a cheeky. Hi, everyone. We're back. It's been 2 weeks. A great amount of time. It's amazing. Welcome in the chat. Currently, my championships are being slandered for NSL, but don't worry about that. I will defend that later. We're busy talking about round 7 of the Chinese Grand Prix. It's big times. We haven't been here for checks notes real quick. A season. We was here last season. It's all good. Don't worry. Anyways, this is a great place. We love it. Well, I do, because it's got horrible tire wear. And every single human being hates that under the sun, and it's hard to manage. If you want to look at the track, we've got it as normal. 28 laps. For some reason, My brain feels like that's wrong, but it is correct. Fair enough. Pit loss is a normal-ish time. The tires are fairly soft, so good luck with your front lefts. I love this trap. It gives you good strategies. It's given us good races in the same times, whether it's normal or crazy. It's all a good bit of fun. People will hate it. Calendar for the leagues, just in case you want to see what we've had so far. We've had Spa, Abu Dhabi, Australia, Monza, Jeddah, Silverstone reverse. Couple sprints have come through so far, 3 of them. Next one is... It isn't Monaco. I'm sorry in advance, but that is where it's coming. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We'll get to that point later on. Vegas is the last one after that. It's a nice back 9 for the rest of the calendar. I think it's not bad. China's good. Baku's good. Monaco, I like. No one else likes. Miami is disliked by all in the game, so it should be nice. I don't know why that makes any sense. Austria's good, and Vegas is Vegas, man. It's a good time. We will love it. And then rules, for some reason, if no one's familiar with all the rule things, simple as... We do normal races. If it's a sprint, there's a reverse championship grid, one-shot quali in a race. But if it's not that, it's just short quali, set your lap, go pole position, and then finish a race in a certain order and then see what you get given. Fastest laps, we give it a point for that because we're not weird like that. I'm getting rid of them, and the assists are pretty much all the same. You know the drill. And do you know what I haven't shown in ages? My face. That wasn't what I wanted to say. I've decided it's not the time. Apparently my face... That's great. My face is banned. Apparently I left my face cam off last time I was on this screen, so it's actually not even here. Never mind. Now you can see it. I am actually here now. That went well. That went well. I'm going to give tips as long as you can get... Wait. As long as you can get me a podium a couple weeks ago. So... Oh. I see what his tip is. Sorry, I should have read ahead. Bro said go as long as you can till the puncher edge. Crazy, crazy. Okay. Grid is almost filling up. We need how many more? Well, 3 more, so not too much. I think is Rocket Pro already in because he said he needed an invite early in the intro. I got you on that one, so yeah, it's fine. Believe we're only missing. No, we're not even missing the start. Who are we missing? I think it's the Pooch gang, the Bagel gang, and 1 more. F1 kid. Damn. One hell of a shirt. This is elite. This is elite. This is Nan style shirts. This, if you mean the one here, this is a shirt. I am not just TOSing, but this is prime Nan style shirt here. We love it. It's a good time. Ollie is in a Red Bull or a V carb. I almost said the wrong name. That was bound to happen. It's blame Josh. I'm kidding. Now Josh is having a week off, so he gets a replacement. Maybe an upgrade, maybe a downgrade. I ain't not got a clue. Ollie's done well so far, so it can be both. It can be both. We move. Crikey indeed. I don't figure it was that big of a deal, but we'll call it a crikey. We'll call it a crikey. I'm excited for this. This is fun. It feels like it's been 20 years. It's only been 2 weeks, and especially right now, it feels good to just be doing NSL commentary and stuff on all the big business. And you know what? So we just whack a promo straight in. I've put every other screen on the scene, so why not have an F1? If you're watching and you're like, this seems cool, and you just want to watch and take part and by showing love to the streams and stuff, well, continue doing what you're doing. I appreciate you being here. But if you want to drive in it, the full-time seats are mostly full, but there's always a spot or two that ain't there. Exclamation mark NSL in the Twitch chat. If you're in the YouTube, click in the description and join the Discord. Sign-ups are in there. Get involved Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time every week for a few more weeks. And then that's it. And it's all good. And then we can race for the back 9. I'm going to stop calling it that because it's quite literally... It's not a back 9. There's only 6 results left to go, and I don't ask questions. We just make up nonsense over here. It's a good time. Okay, now I will spin one more invite for the false 9. Pick up the false 9 settings. I'll spin an invite for Bagel, who is now online, and Pooch, who is reserved to be an offline. He's an offline merchant, but we'll allow him and only him. It's okay. Since I don't have any actual Sonny Hayes to do, I'm going to do something monumental, which I don't think has ever been seen before in history. At least it hasn't been seen all this season, which is absolutely crazy. Mind-blowing stuff coming through here. Would you believe it? We've got standings on the screen. You've never seen the lights in your life. I can't bother to make standings. You can now see how people have been doing in between results instead of me just reading them off to you and you hoping you know what happened. It actually feels like it's been 84 years. Here's the constructors order. Aston Martin currently topping on 175. We've got McLaren second, 151. The front 3 kind of in their own leagues. Aston have had one of the championship contenders, so have McLaren. They've now got a second good driver there as well. We'll talk about lineup changes in a bit because there has been a few. Alpine have had uber consistent drivers in the Bagel Gang. So watch out for them. And then the rest has been a pretty good fight. And all of the teams have scored a point this season. That's the craziest part. I don't think we often have that. I mean, Ferrari 1 point, so it's not that many. But, like, we don't often get it. And then for drivers, I have both, don't worry. Some of the teams will make no sense. You'll be like, how did the McLarens have that many, but they're not first? Don't worry, like I said, people have moved. Aston Martin driver F1 Lightning leads 126. He took the lead. It's been a fun few races. We had one where F1 Kid was on a keyboard. Ethan gained some big points. Ethan was away for a race. F1 Kid gained him all back. He's 10 ahead. Raul's in third place, a long way back. I think the championship might be down to the top two unless both of those people get killed in-game regularly, which might happen. It probably won't happen. So top two, look out for them in the races. Raul is a race-winning contender as well. Bagel's up there. Bagel's had a superb season. I have to applaud that a lot. He's been doing super well, leading the Alpine team ahead of famed Pooch, you know. RB in 5th has been super solid. Jack 7th, Josh in 8th. High reserve driver in 9th. And then Volta's wrapping up the top 10. There's more standings and stuff. If you're in the Discord, you can check the entire list, because obviously there isn't 10 drivers. There is more than 10. It's a good time. You know what we should do? We should kick up the music again because it's ready to start soon. We actually have everyone in. We actually have everyone in. This is a good time. There's a lot of points to go down. There's 2 more sprints left, which is a big amount of points. I could do the maths on how many points are left total. I can't be bothered to do that for you. So you just do 25 times 6 plus another 13 plus 6 more points actually for fastest lap. And that's how many you can get. Championship's wide open. I think technically someone could join from now and still win it if everyone else didn't score any points. Be pretty crazy. But I think we're already early. Early business. Just because I'm not doing as much in the intro doesn't mean you lot have to be on time. Please be on time on a regular. I think I'm just going to ping ready up. I'm not going to mess around. If you're listening, let's go. Let's start a minute early for the first time in yonks. Crazy business. Anyways, I am low-key excited. I'm ready to get into comms mode, waffle out on the roads, all the business. Watch out for me in that case. Aye, by the way, Quest, he didn't have the best race in his first time out because I think he got hit with some damage and stuff. But I've now raced against the guy. The guy's got skills. I ain't that good, but like he's got skills. Watch out for him. I knew last time I was like, we ain't seen a full pace of him yet. When he came through, he's gonna be a good time. He's gonna have a good time. The music's too intense for this. I've started too early. I should have started. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. Okay. We move. His AMS has not always been in brackets. I'm quite certain that's just done that. I haven't got mine in my gamer tag yet because I haven't been given my sign up yet. But I should be joining soon, right? Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I've got stats and things ready. I almost went back to my old nerdism of bringing notes for the session. I used to do that. It was quite cool, but I haven't gone that far just yet. We're going to normal levels. Rain will be called for, as I'm seeing it in the chat. I will find out and see if anyone actually tells me that or not, or if I'm sadly gonna have to sit here and... this is the thing. I want both. I want the dry so I can see tire wear really be a factor. I also want the wet because it's just fun. It's just fun and it mixes everything up. We'll find out in a little bit. First league race with no ABS. Good luck. No Rowlix, please. I don't know if he gets royalties for that. He should do. Session starts in minus 17 seconds. Still waiting. Oh, tire wear still happening. True, but like, I mean like tire strats. I can't bother to wait for the game to start now. I normally stop it when the timer stops. It's giving me a long amount of time to wait. Right, anyways. Music's off officially. We're ready to go. We can start waffling and all the good business is there. We've got another 60 seconds. Good. I'm going to start waffling off the couple moves we've had. I'm going to have to get the Discord up and ready. In the middle of the season, we normally allow people to switch between cars just in case you're like, well, for whatever reason, you want to go in another seat. You want to just meet up with your friend. You might join a league with your friend and you couldn't drive with them. Now you can. A lot of that sort of thing happens all the time. Plus, you just want to be in a car that looks cool. You might be a fan of a McLaren, which is a great team to be a fan of. Not everyone's going to agree, but I will form it. Dry weather throughout the weekend is boring. It's very boring. It's very boring. I'm not having that. But anyways, yeah, let me have a little look at the teams and see who I suspect is... I say suspect is new. I can just look and see who I've not recognized before as we see some cars on the grid. Is that both McLarens back to back? Nerd abilities. That's biased. No, I'm not biased at all. Why would I ever say that? I'm the least biased person you could ever meet. about things that I like. Obviously, of course. Definitely not. Anyways, no. Out of the teams that have changed, we've got Raul, as you can now see, in a McLaren. He was in a Haas previously at the start of the season. He's now moved out and joined in a McLaren in the top seats, which means constructors-wise, they've got a good chance of trying to overhaul the Astons. See if Albi can keep in touch. They've got a little bit of a gap, as we showed before, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We have no clue. Plus, now team games can be played because Raul will be up there near the front, near Ethan, which, as they have been all season, which means if one of them's behind, he's not really in the championship, so will he be playing games to help his teammate out? Will one race you be like, I don't care, I want this win? I don't know, but as far as I know, it probably will attempt to help. But so everyone else, they literally have no clue. He could be helping, he could be not. You got to take the risk now. Ferraris have now got Mr. Spuds, who used to be at the McLarens. The Red Bulls, I believe, Hellboy, I think, is now in the Red Bull, but that wasn't really a transfer. He just joined, and now he's in that one with Kizzo. I'm going to just read for the whole list of everyone. Mercedes have got Young Quest, and Liquidi. Liquidi is a name of all time, by the way. I just love how that flows. It sounds cool. Big up to Liquidi. I believe that is Mia or Pink Princess's friend, so good to them. They're along with Young Quest in a Merc. Aston Martins are the same as always, RB and F1 Lightning. We've got Pooch and Bagel in the Alpines. I wish I could just not look there to see, but who says I'm going to remember stuff? We're not doing that. Haas has got Tatar and now got Best Noah alongside that one, who is not in this race today, but is still in the season. Vortex and Josh in a V-Carb. Jack and Mir in the Williams. And then the Salvers is Kieran and Rocket Pro, which we have one of them today, and that's your grid lineup. Big up Liquidi. Not from there. Liquidi, I am not giving the love from where they came from. They not Discord-wise, anyways. They've lost privileges to that as soon as I realised where that was from. Let's go on board with Rowlick for the first start of the lap, and we'll see what he does. Brand new team, brand new quali session. He wouldn't mind a cheeky pole position, which he has had a couple of. If we pull up the stats and see who's had pole positions, he's had two back-to-back in round 4 and round 5. He hasn't had one in 6, but I mean, I would be absurd if he could get 3 in a row. We'll see what he's got cooking. I like that he's got the green helmet on as well. I feel like that might be a slight nod to Simcrafted. I rate them. That Renee guy in that team's a bit of a weird guy, but other than that, I rate them a lot. It's pretty cool. It's the wrong shade of green, though. I'm kidding. Anyways, so far, obviously, purple sectors. We're going to judge the lap as we get near the end, and we'll find out if that actually is quick or not, or whatever. I have no gauge on what's quick. I know a bit about setups. I know a bit about tire wear, but everything else, I have no clue. Bagel somehow lost his wing on the back straight. How is that possible? I'm assuming, he must have come out and he's been attacked, maybe? Has he attacked his own car? Has the bump on the back straight decapitated front wings? I know it exists. It sometimes happens, it sometimes doesn't. Our stance on it is game's the game. It's not on us. We ain't dealing with that. I've got rid of all the timings as if it's a random refresh and a 32.692. Beaten by a 32.610. McLaren's 1-2 so far. Gap of 800. It's not bad. I like the gap so far. See, I have no clue what bugs we'll get, but like through that last corner, you get a bit on the curb. I think there's a possibility you could be disturbed midway through your lap, we'll say. We'll leave it at that. 38-0 for Pin Princess on the lap so far. We'll go on with RB as he wraps his up. The other Aston Martin is in the middle sector on the outlap, so they're not actually starting yet. And I'm looking at all these people doing the proper nerd strats, burning the battery properly. Too high level for me to be managing. It's not even that bad. It's just I can't be bothered. Jack goes third with a 34.8. RB goes third instead, though, with a 33.1. Couple temps down, but it's a solid P3. He's done silently well all season. I say silently because it's been like just a little bit away from winning the races and stuff, as I'm trying to get on board with Young Quest car, but I was revoked access as he goes into P4 at 33.9. But like, he's been good. It's just you're not looking because it's not first and second. But consistently throughout the season, top tier performances. You can't fault it. 35.7 and a 35.2 for Ollie, Liquidi and Ollie, respectively, I should say. There's been a lot of silent good people. Jack's up there as well as one of those. He is racing his way back into the pits. He's had some very, very consistent times on the board or through qualifying. Had some unlucky moments through some of the races being biffed, we'll call it, but has had a good time, and it's been very fun. And now we're seeing some of the few star scores we haven't seen on laps yet. Bagel's on a lap. Vortex is on a lap. We've been doing pretty well. Vortex is an ever silent killer who's been doing bits as well. I want to give that some love. Feel like where's Vortex's 10th in the standings, right? What's his results so far this season? He's had a 6th place in Spa. He had a podium in Abu Dhabi. Retirement in Austria both, and then raced in Monza and hasn't raced since, so we haven't actually seen that. I believe Monza might have been a DNF as well, but it was classified because 16th in that race. Unless that was cleaner than I expected. I forget if it was just a cleaner race and things went wrong. It might be one of the two. Purples again on these first two sectors for F1 Lightning. Brackets AMS, brackets F1 Lightning. Sorry, I got the name wrong. Got to say the full thing. We'll see. I have no clue what this is going to be yet because I didn't get to check any deltas or sectors for the other ones. There would be no delta because he hasn't got a delta to compare to. He's only done 2 sectors. It's fine. BWC. What does that mean? Sus comments on a regular basis from me are expected nothing less than DNS every rate. That is pretty consistent, to be fair, Jack. That is up there. What else is quite consistent is this man most likely going into P1 with a 32.171. The transition was nice there. We had to do it because I suspected it was going to be a ball time. It's a gap of what, 4 and a bit tenths, almost 5 tenths of a second clear. In first place. Yeah, sure. Well, that's what we do out here. That's what we do. We'll go on board with Bagel with that first sector time. I know it's in the middle. That's, if I'm right, maybe 6-7 tenths off the best first. That's not horrible considering who is the person doing those, but I think this is in a good spot of slotting into that P4 range. Game says it's a purple middle. We'll see. Bought Uno today. W game. I wish it was like cross-platform everywhere because I'd played it the entire time. It's amazing. I love Uno. Uno's amazing. Card format, digital format, every format. DRS is open. Let's see what top speeds we're getting. I haven't really had a little glance of wing levels. I know what I'm expecting, but I don't know if people are going to go rogue and just slash 10 wing off everything, and we'll find out. How was Bagel's event? Bagel's event went really well. It was fun. I think he enjoyed it. It went well from his side as far as I've heard. I had a good time. I finished P4. I could have maybe snuck a podium if things went well for it. It didn't. So it wasn't ideal. Bagel's doing a lot better than probably what I would have been doing in his own event. 34.153 slots into P6. His teammate's still yet to come out as he's... I don't know if he's going to pull off a Nando special and out-qualify everyone again. I don't know if he's... I don't know what he's had doing for his things today. But yeah, 4th place in the event. It was really fun. Shout out to anyone if you see that. If I am attending those weeks, I'll stream my POV, but check out Bagels and you can watch... Well, his POV, obviously. It's really fun. Nice bit of chill, low stakes racing. You don't get to see it all the time. This is higher stakes racing, but it's still very fun. We keep it live. Vortex with a 32.9. This is what I mean. In the top 32 times, obviously, literally 32, but you know what I mean. In the 132s, it's impressive. It's just a tiny bit of weight. He's recently turned ABS off, so he's probably gained a bit if he's started to get used to that and took advantage of the extra pace he can use. We can obviously lock up a bit more now, but I haven't seen that yet, mostly because I wasn't watching the lap, so that saves him a bit of time. We're missing 4 laps in a moment. Tatara is finally onto the track, so we'll be changing in about how long? 3 and a bit minutes time. Ray is also yet to reach the track. Rocket Pro has invalidated his current lap, but don't worry about it. He'll be going for an F1 soon. We'll wait for it. And Rowlick is on his roads, ready to go. Let me be F1, kids. Hey, don't test me. Bro needs to put this man back in his place. Oh, we move. He ain't allowed in, bro. They don't actually send him an invite. He ain't allowed in. Bro is ready for the challenge. I respect it. That's my girl. That's fun. Round with a snap on the rear. I didn't get to see what that sector time was, so we're going to have a little glance. Fastest we've seen 40. Let's try that again. 24, not 42, versus a 24.2. Okay, so we're like basically matching in that first sector. Should have really paid attention to the others so I could then match how well we're doing. I believe it's a 53 something coming across this second. 52.2. I'm not sure whose lap I was on board with, though. I might have been on board with Bagels when it said a 53 something by the second. So it's quicker than that. Either he's about to blitz all of this time by a second, or something else we don't know. Let's have another sector update from those two. So compared to that, he's gained 2 temps plus another. He's 3 temps up on his best, and he's got more to give. That would obviously put him second, but if he can find another 4 or something, another 2, 3, 4, it's on the way. It's on the way. Yeah, I don't think you need to, maybe with a bit of practice still, and you easily might get back there, but like bro is living on this game. You gotta be careful. Bro's smoking people for no reason. 32.309. That's a great time. Still a 10th and a half clear of first place. Insane. 32.309 is beautiful. Puts him in second place out of his teammate, who is back to go again. I'm wondering if there's going to be a little bit of a toe between the two of these two. Surely, if you're this close in a track, it's intentional, or if it's not, you at least do it for vibes, no? Like, you got to help him out. I don't think this has been the cleanest first sector I've ever seen. Out of all the runs I've gone through, it was a little slidey, although I haven't been on board for the first part. 24.3. It's about almost a 10th quicker, and never lock up as well. This is not the best. It's about 10th down in his teammate for this first run so far. With 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Zatar should be finishing their, starting their lap soon. I think they'll be due to finish it in, I don't know, maybe by the end of the lap. 3 more people who still haven't come out. Pooch is on the road, though. I stand corrected. He's on the way. We'll see. I could, however, I haven't done it with no ABS. Listen, the advantage of taking off the assist, man. When you take the safety off, you just appear in a position. And it's normally better than where you was, unless you Rowlick, and then you appear facing all your opposition. And that is when you see a Rowlick in the right point of the track, and that is a toe of all toes. Look at this maneuvers. McLaren in full form right now. Dips out the way in perfect time. All he's got to do is lock up. I was kidding, but he almost... He's got to lock in for the apex, which he has more or less done. That's just how the cars turn around this point. Let's see what he's got. Has he managed to make up for the fact that I don't think it's been the cleanest lap throughout? And he ends up 3 thousandths behind his teammate. I reckon with a cleaner lap throughout, by just not being untidy, that should be a 32... 1 something maybe. I feel like there's 2 attempts visually on that from an eye test. There's 2 attempts in that lap. I think the toe saved him from being worse than his previous at this point, by matching it at the best. That's a valid strat to go for. I don't know if they're going to try that one again. Maybe Real might just say, I could do better on my own, let me toe. Like, is that a thing you can ask as well? Are you going to say, I can out-qualify your championship rival, you toe me, so I can be ahead of him and you're third, or do you focus on trying to get Ethan ahead? You don't know. I have absolutely no clue. I feel like it's quite important to make sure he's not in the lead if you are the team going against him in a championship rival. F1 Kid's just going to try and drive as quickly as possible. Probably find another 10th, as he usually does. So it might not help. No toe for Mr. Pooch on his run so far. Does he lock up? He has a lot cleaner of a run in that hairpin, which might just be how you drive the game. I think sometimes if you turn aggressively, it's still fine. It's just what the car looks like when it does it. You know, modern day handling. Comes across the line anyways. Let's see what he's going to put as his first time on the board. Almost a 32. It's a 33.231. P6 ahead of his teammate by a little chunk. I don't think he's in the best of Bagel's time just yet, who is apparently 8 attempts up on his best. But he has gone wide on the hairpin, so I don't think this is going to be the best run. Now, I'm wondering if he's going to bail on this lap and go into the pits. He's not. He's going to firm it. 4 minutes left. It'll be a race to get back in. This could be his best. It could be no more. Goes just behind his teammate by a couple attempts. I'm wondering if he's going to have time to hop back in, though. I don't know. I'd assume he saw what he... Well, I don't know if he's made any other mistakes. That might be the only one. He's like, I can do better than that. I can get another couple attempts. We'll find out. Everyone has a time. I keep misclicking every single button under the sun and removing all the options. We're still missing times on 3. Zatar hasn't finished the lap just yet. It has been on a few attempts, though, I think. But I believe that is because I'm being an idiot and they have an entire quali ban. If I remembered that, that would have been ideal. Do you remember anyone... Do you remember anyone thinking I had competency? And I forget they have a whole quali ban. I was wondering, like, I've seen Zatar out on the track at least 3 times, and I'm like, they're definitely going for something, and they just end up not finishing. I'm an idiot. Apologies, I'm being dumb. The rest of them can set laps, though. Ray and Rocket Pro can complete laps at some point. We'll see. For context, if you're wondering about quali bans, if we ever give them or anything like that, you just start back and don't set a lap. You're allowed to go out and do your business, but as long as you don't set one, you're all fine. It's all good. Ray is allowed, though, so is Rocket Pro. They have not got infringements on their cars. That's an interesting exit out the corner. I feel like he's left some time on the board there, but he'll still run it. There's time left for anyone to top out about now. I am intrigued, though, and if anyone's going to be caught off guard with timings, and I'm more intrigued of if... I think... Is he out of fuel? No, he's not. I don't think Bagel's making it back in that time. You know what? It's doable if this car gets turned around quickly. Firm the speed in. Honestly, probably had to. If he gets out with 1 minute 40 on the clock, he can do a lap. He'll have to gun it and basically have no safety. He'll basically be pushing on his outlap, but it is doable. It depends how quick the animation is. Trust me, the animation's so much longer than you think. I'm a watch on this one. No one's on a proper lap just yet. Ray and Rocket Pro on the way around. There's a tow from McLaren, I think, it's been given to Rocket Pro by accident there, which is quite nice. Okay. I'll see how that goes in a little bit, but I'm low-key intrigued to see if he does manage to click enough buttons. I think it's not going to be enough time because he'd have to be... Yeah, I mean, if his car's not out, I think I can see a car being sent out. He is going for it, but he can't. It's unlucky. It's unlucky. Timing almost could have maybe worked out. If only the game had a quicker animation, it could have been fine. I'm wondering if he might just go out to try and serve his teammate, but his teammate's not out either, so... Oh, that was Pooch. What is going on? F124 stream on Friday. Lol. Lol indeed, by the way. We're back on F124. I almost forgot to install that. That was smart. Rocket Pro in 10th place. Ethan starting a lap behind. Car's getting out the way for Ethan as I'm trying to get on board and see if he does get impeded. He doesn't. It's all good. Bagel cannot cut the track. No, we have a thing where you have to stay within track limits even during your in and out laps. As much as I wouldn't mind if you're just speeding through, there's too many people who would just accidentally or on purpose take everyone out. So to be safer, we do not. Jack is skipping school. Please not for F124. Please stay in school for F124 for sure. Please do it for sure. We've got half a 10th improvement from F1 Lightning on his first run so far. We've got Ethan. I didn't get to see this improvement, but he is going on his lap. No toes being given for the two championship contenders. They're just going gung-ho. Outright pace. There is a couple cars around, but no one to block any of them. I think these two are in nice, clean air for now. I thought it was Div Rastin that was getting held. Well, it is Div Rastin getting held up. RB has got some trouble. I think that was one of the Alpines getting out the way for him. It is. So most cars having to dodge a little bit of traffic out there, but they're okay. First car that will cross the line is a blue vehicle. But which one? Should be Jack. It's not Jack. Which blue vehicle is it? Is it one of these Alpine? Okay, I've been baited by the fact that this is the car. Never mind, we'll go on board with this one instead. Been baited by one of the Alpines. Ethan's going to get a better exit off this corner. That's a bit wide, though. I think it's gone a tad deep. I don't know how the rest of the lap has gone, but I don't think from that corner it could have gone fully well. Any improvement to invalidate your lap is not what you need. Pressure's got to him. He cannot improve. He cannot improve anymore, but can his championship rival do a 31.614 is absolutely illegal performances. RB almost beating the McLarens for a second. He needed a couple more attempts. Slots into 4th place. Now, that is incredibly solid. A second down off his teammate is crazy. Just let that sink in for how big those lap times are. Liquidity goes into 13th. Doesn't improve. Well, he does improve, but I think by a little bit. Only goes into that position, though. So, not the best quality at the moment. Where are these? Why is OBS? Hang on. Sorry. As Raul goes second with this time. How is my OBS saying it's crashed, yet I can quite clearly still see the stream running? OBS says it's crashed for me. It isn't. You can still see the stream, right? Are we all not seeing the stream? Why is it just baiting me in? I fear if I click... Right, good. I fear if I click the prompt, it's going to end the stream. Everything is fine on my screen. Nothing is broken. But it's telling me it's broken. Yeah, good. Great, good, fine. I might try and flick that into the in between these lobbies. Anyways, but before we get to that, we'll read the order and see what we've got, as we said. But that is quite a dominant qualifying performance. 3/10 gap didn't look as big as it was before, but a second quicker than his teammate. The McLaren's going to get too much closer. Bit of a weird one. RB, honestly, highlight of the quali so far is his time with a 32.6. Bro, it might not be the quickest time, but positional-wise, he's up there now. Vortex as well did very super solid. The Alpines probably slacking. I'm kidding now. I normally see them in like immediately after the podium spots. It's them. Dropped a position or two, but they're both right there as always. Uber consistent drivers. Jack, then Young Quest, then Ray, then Rocket Pro. Ollie, Liquidi, Mr. Spuds in 40th, Mia or Pink Princess in 15th. Obviously, Zatar's not on the lap because they've got quality ban, which means they can't. I'm now going to risk restarting OBS or seeing what happens if I quickly click start. We'll find out. Why is the shadow stream in the morning, by the way? Time zones, in short. They like to catch as many times, or catch a few other time zones than just EU stuff. Which it does statistically work, which is why we're still doing it. Otherwise, yeah. It was an experiment and it ended up working out. Orders on the board. I want to get rid of the face cam so you can see all the stuff before we forget. Gonna have to clip it just in case. Scrollage. There we go, all the times on the board. I read them all out, so it's fine. Right, I'm going to try and quickly click a button. If this button crashes everything, I'm going to lose. I feel like I shouldn't even bother risking it because it's fine. But, like, I don't want it to just crash midway through. Don't want to save the crash log? No. If the stream crashes, we'll be back. It's all fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And you know it's bound to happen, so we had to take the risk. Everyone, refresh just in case it's not there. In case it's not back. Hang on. And that. Do the refresh, it's called. We are back. Everything's live. Both streams are still back again, just to check. Both YouTube, Twitch, you're all existent. We're all letting it run. We are good. I think the VOD's now going to be split into 2 parts now, which is going to be annoying, but there you go. Guess you got caught in the race all in one. Yeah, don't ask questions. My OBS just got bored, I guess, and said it wanted to be crashed. Anyways. Formation that. Let's go. Not bugged at the moment, so that's all fine. Tires on the screen. Who is parking their car off the road over there? Let me give you some tire strategy stuff and things. I need to firstly make sure all... I mean, I can see my face and I can see the chat still going, so I'm pretty certain I'm alive and ready. I'm going to continue waffling as if it is all good. Also, someone go redeem first to the stream, by the way, because it's technically... It will let you do it again if you want that accolade to your name. Have a go. Right. Strategies and that on the racetrack. Everyone in Nange on a medium except a few, which basically means I'm lying. There's a lot of mediums on the grid, top 4 on it, then there's a gap on a hard tire for Vortex, 4 more mediums, Ray on a hard tire, a soft compound tire for Rocket Pro, and then a few cars behind on hards and 2 mediums as well. So it's a mix of the... I believe, by the way, a 1 stop is possible. I do believe you have to have basically acceptance that you will have 97 million% tire wear at the end of both stints, or great tire management, otherwise known as being on wheel. Otherwise, a 2-stop is open. I don't know how well and good he can compete with it, but I believe a 1 is going to be gambled by at least a few people today. You just have to be nice to the tires, especially for the middle sector. And it depends what wings you've got. If you've got really low wings, it's not going to go too well. If you've got super high wings, might protect the tires a bit, but then this massive straight won't go well. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, I'm seeing that. So if it didn't redeem, that means I must have restarted the stream quick enough that it technically counts as the same stream. I normally never do that. Nice, great. Beautiful scenes. We guess we figured that one out nicely. I mean, OBS thinks I've restarted. It says I've been live for 2 minutes, but we move. Anyways, it's a good mix. I know it's going to be, this entire race is going to be a mix of can you hang on to tires. Medium tires by like a certain lap, according to the stats I'm seeing, is going to be a little sketch, if I'm honest. During a stream, refresh it. Wait, Millie, can you message that to refresh the stream? I think I might have fixed it. Yeah. I forget that Twitch normally doesn't auto-refresh if you restart, depending on what platform. Oh, sorry. That refresh, please listen to what Millie said. Thank you, Millie. Thank you. Okay. Race is up. I'm running. We're ready to go. The lights haven't actually started going out yet. They haven't even been turned on. Now they're on. 5 of them are on, in fact. It's quite a few of them. They're going to slowly extinguish. Actually, quite rapidly. And we're racing in China for the Chinese Grand Prix in NSO. Welcome back to the scenes. That soft tire Rocket Pro's already gained a position or 2. Further back, though, it's clean that Aston of RB is sniffing the McLaren. You've got to be careful in these ends. Side by side with now of wrong Bagel. Pooch sniffing into a 4th place on the tyre that shouldn't be gaining that big of an advantage. And RB's been squeezed slightly off the road. He drops down to 5th. It's going to be Pooch into 4th place. Rocket Pro's into 7th with his soft tyre. Ferrari's, and that's a Williams. Hang on. That was Jack almost about to hit the back of the Mercedes and Ferrari. What is going on in this start? It's a bit of a mixiness there. Rocket Pro is up 5 positions. That soft tyre is insane off this start. And Pooch is just moving as if he is on a soft tire. He's just on a normal compound. Nothing crazy. Up 2, up 5 for Rocket Pro. Spuds is up 1, Jack's down 3, 2 down for Vortex. It's nothing crazy, but we're already making moves. And I feel like he wants another position, Rocket Pro, by the way. Let me get involved with what the hell is happening. I want to see. It's saying you aren't live for me still. Wait, what is going on? Is it still working? Is it not working? Mine is definitely saying it's live. I'm concerned that it's not saying this at this point. There's ads playing. So it definitely should be. It's the front two are now switching positions. Now we've got Raul in first and F1 could have had to drop to second. Keeps freezing for me. I don't know if that's... Mine hasn't frozen on my other end, if that helps. On my actual Twitch screen, it says it's fine. I'm going to believe it's okay. I think Twitch is probably just slightly confused after the restart. That is very wide. Okay. Oh my lord, that's very wide from about 4 cars back there. Both Ferraris biffing themselves off the road. Debut Mr. Spuds says... No? I don't know what he says there, to be honest, but fair enough. I'm going to give my refresh a thing, as that is a Mercedes biffing his way through as he tries to make a move. Oh, now it says that's happened. Great, now you can redeem it. So we must be live. Twitch says I'm fine. I'm going to keep going as if it is the case. I hate when OBS does that. I probably shouldn't have even bothered taking a risk, but if it says it was going to crash, it's going to crash. That is a lockup from high heavens. There's also some end plate damage on that Ferrari, by the way. That front left end plate is missing car. It's missing a little bit. That's not ideal. That's very much not ideal. At the front, though, the front two did switch on the straight. Little bit of a gap left to Ethan, but not too big. They're all still within DRS train, all the way down to 10th position. All within DRS coming onto this back straight. So they're safe and well. If they want to keep their tires well and just keep up with the lead train, they're doing a good job. And especially for the cars like Vortex on a slower tire, well, he needs to wait for everyone to be slower than him. And Rocket Pro on a quicker tire, probably for that first part of the lap as these fronts are dancing around. I don't know. Point is, they need to stay in this train as long as possible until the strats actually start playing out. Fix this. Okay, good. I don't know what Twitch was doing. Apologies if that was moving weird. I think it was just slowly recovering, but it should be fine. We move. That is a song request, Jack. I can't play it yet, obviously, because of mid-NSL, but I can play it for you later. I got you. I got you. Right, everyone, welcome back if Twitch is redeeming itself, and that is a down the inside move through turn 1. He goes for it. He's clearly taken the position. Go on, F1 kid. Making a move for lap 3. Lap 3 of this race has good amount of stuff happening right now. Back in the lead for the Aston. McLaren still staying second and third. I don't know. This is one of those things where, as a championship rival, from Ethan's POV, looking down to him, he's in third. Doesn't look like he's quite got the pace right at this point of the race to keep up with the front two without the slipstream and DRS helping him out. So that's a bit annoying for him. He kind of needs to... You'd be like, let me ahead of his teammate and then let him have a go at the Aston and then try it. But then there's a risk that both of them lose DRS. And then neither of them are going to end up winning the race. So his best bet is to stick with his teammate and let his teammate do all the hard work of making this man ahead be put under some pressure. Because I guess he doesn't need the win to gain points on his rival. He just needs to be ahead of him. So Raul gets ahead of F1 Lightning, holds him up a bit. Ethan gets ahead of F1 Lightning, and then there's points. So that's a possibility. But for F1 Lightning, he's quite cleanly ahead at this moment. He looks like he's in full control. 8/10 gap. Coming onto the straight, down to 7. Battery being deployed all the way down almost from Raul just to stay in the little train. And now we've got a couple bubbles. Top 5, and then these lot. You have a soft runner who has, I'm assuming, 4 million% tire wear to his name. Gives him some room, and that lockup almost cost 2 cars positions. Thank God Rocket Pro left so much room because Vortex needed it to lock up into. They stay in 6th, 7th, and 8th, and all the rest of the positions behind. The front guys, Ethan is now briefly in the lead for a second. I was going to keep on track with those. Apparently these 3 are still going. Ethan overtook his teammate. The thing I thought probably didn't need to happen. Those 2 definitely don't need to be fighting right now. How did that even happen? I don't know. No clue whatsoever. Further back, these 2 are still fighting. It's a 5-car train. We've got Vortex now ahead of the soft runner Rocket Pro. Vortex might run away for this. I have absolutely no clue. Young Quest will see if he can try and sneak through as well. This middle sector is going to hurt, though. This middle sector for Rocket Pro will hurt because Vortex should surely just gain 7/10 of seconds instantly. And why am I not allowed to say 6-7, by the way? 7-6, would that be preferred? I'll have a go. Rally F, back of F1 as he moved across. No damage, though. That's boring. Kidding, I'm kidding. I just want to see action in the race, you know. We're good. Didn't actually lose so much time in that middle sector, did the Sauber. He's only lost 7 attempts, but there's still one more corner to lose time at. The detection point is right at the entry. He'll still be within DRS, but with an exit like that, look at how much he's struggling on those tires. He'll be out of a second, but he'll still have the DRS. I don't know how much good that's going to do for him. Youngquest's going to try and make a charge. Might make the move before he even gets to the zone. Just about doesn't do it before. Opens it up. I'm still leaving those front three to their own devices for a little bit, as he doesn't know which way to go for it. Goes down the inside, claims a nice piece of track, and I think that's a pretty solid move. That was just nice. It's not done yet. Hold on. Okay, now it's done. As a nice just shove out the way, no contact, a bit of aura pushing, kept him out of the way, and it was all good. Back out the front again, they're still going like this. Okay, maybe Ethan does have the pace. Everything I said about Ethan, I stand corrected. He's all good. He's just been biding his time. I don't know what. I have no clue what, but he's out there and he's still fighting in the straight. Again, there's probably an argument. Every single time he's been in his battles, it's like, oh, the only reason he's keeping up is because of the DRS, or oh, the only reason is because I'm letting off the pace because I don't need to push that much because I'm in the lead. All valid reasons, but that happens every single race, so there's no point me saying that as if that makes a difference. Right now, Ethan has got pace to be in the race now. I will take back what I said. He's just got to keep this going through the middle sectors. It might be different if he gets in the heads, and then it'll be a lot easier for him to be passed. Maybe he pulls away. I have no clue, but I think both of them are aware that that gap got up perilously close to 9/10 of a second and almost above that. I think both of them burned a bit. One to keep in DRS, one to try and break it. It is out of a second, but it's not enough. Not enough. My classmates are 6 years old. Wait. 6 years old, 6-year-old mine. Sorry, I can't speak English. And 15-year-old. Why is that a... I'm concerned with the brain rotness of the internet at this point. I'm worried. In the meantime, while we looked away, Rocket Pro in his charge to keeping that train behind him has failed. And he is now having to fight between him and Ray. He's down to 10th place and fighting for these points. He'll be due into the pits in... Well, from the stats that I've got, the soft tires are useless after lap 3. Like you wouldn't want to be on them after 3 more laps of pace. Like, after that, they're just there to keep your car off the ground. I can freely tell that that's the case because how easily this man is getting passed since 3 laps ago is a little crazy. It is a tiny bit crazy. They can't actually last till lap 9, I think. Let me just get the stats so I can see it. Lap 9 is until they get a puncher. So he's got 3 more laps in him if he really wants to do it. I guess 4.5 because you have to finish the lap to do it. I ain't got a foggiest of clue what he's going to plan for if it's a 2-stop, because I think the maths don't allow you to do a 1-stop from that range. Technically they would, but you're on punch territory for every single tyre set you use, and it's already that clear for the medium to hard, so fair enough. You have fucked up the controller players today. The game did that to you. I just like this track, man. I like this track, and it's a good time. That's a spin for Aston Martin. It's not for the lead battle, though. It is for RB. I don't know when it happened. I don't know if it was a bit of contact. He's locking up. He's messed up some positions. He's now down into 6th place. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's dropped 2 positions. I'm not sure if he just lost it on his own accords, because I don't think he was right close to the McLarens. I think he was in a bit of his own no man's room. Well, now he's got pressure from Bagel. Now let's see how that one goes. The gap between Bagel and not Bagels. I'm constantly confusing the Poochers. The Poochers, the Bagels, the Alpines. Pooch's got to change his name, man. Oh, he's got to almost change his pants after that one. That was pretty close. Pooch is in 4th. He's 4 and a bit seconds away from the front 3, which now has a DRS gap and a bit in it, as that's 1.7 seconds. I did not see spawning in. We'll see how that develops a little bit later on. Now free air has been given. Position change. RB gets back into 5th place, who's now 4.6 seconds behind Pooch. And then we've got this train of about 4 cars still fighting their way through. The hard tire of Vortex might start to come a little bit into his own now, as it'll still be worn, but obviously mediums wear quicker than the hard tires do. He'll be a little bit quicker as every lap goes on. He'll be less awful feeling-wise on the track. He'll be like, oh, this grip's actually quite nice now. He has no battery, though. That is the case. Rocket Pro has finally pitted onto some mediums, so it is a 2-stop, because ain't no way you're taking that to the end. If you do... Psychopath, magic, something of the other unworldly performances. We'll see that 2-stop playoff. Maybe it'll be in let's say, 10, 15 laps. I don't know if he's going to go for a medium or a medium soft to the end, if he even has an ever soft left to use. We'll find out later. Once again, actually, to look at NSL main chat to find a correct team. I will look in a little bit. I can't tab away too quickly because I will actually lose my notes. And surprisingly, despite the fact I sound like I'm just purely waffling out of my behind, I have some notes. I will do, though. I will do. JJ, welcome in, but I hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Don't worry about being late. You got plenty of action left to go in this race. There is a yellow flag further back. I don't know what for. I'm going to look back to this little train, though. Is it for some of these guys? Don't think so. No, they're all good. Vortex and RB are still fighting in the top 5 positions. Bagel and Young Quest are fighting a little bit further back. This little 5-car, I was about to say 5-car trio. Let's word that properly. As RB has a little bit of a tank stopper on the curb. He might be under threat now from 1 or 2 cars. 3 wide at the turn 1. Maybe possible. Has to settle for 2. Has to settle for almost being hit from behind, I think, from Vortex's car. He had a bit too much speed. Almost clips the Alpine on the way around as well. RB stays in 4th now, as Ethan has made his stop into the pits and is fresh out on his hard tires into what is known as traffic. And he needs to avoid getting any extra loss of time. He's already lost a little bit just by being where he was. But honestly, oh no, still going, still going. Good, there we go. Could have been the worst cars out of all of them to be stuck behind with all the other hard tire runners, because the pace difference would have been not as big as you would have needed to get past him. Right, 10th place. Leader gap is going to be on for a little bit, as I believe the pit loss is 22 and a bit seconds. I'll have a little look at the front two and see if they end up making a stop soon. His teammate would be done in by him, I think, if he made the stop, or might be like level pegging, which makes about a normal sense. F1 Liner's got a lap or 2 if he wants to react here, or if he wants to wait a little bit of time. Diesel are still going. I love this. I love the little groups of cars just shuffling between them. Like, they've all settled in. The top 3 kind of settled into theirs. They're very strategic. The rest of them, gung-ho, as you're seeing right now. And that's now an Alpine 3 and 4 for the meantime in this race. All these cars are just shuffling. They see an opportunity to make a move. They're going for it. Jack having a little look down the inside there. And it has auraed the car out the way. Jack has done some aura movement. Vortex somehow actually been fooled by that. He made a little look. He wasn't really doing much of it. And he got the position from it. Sure. Vortex, I wouldn't have that if I was you. He seems like he is still struggling a bit. He's got the pace, but he is absolutely gunning it on his battery. Down the inside he goes. It might be worth it. Clean past him. That's beautiful business. That is wonderful, wonderful business. Vortex back into 7th. I stand corrected. Bro's got the business on lock. Like I'm telling you, these battles are cool. They've lost a bit of time to the cars ahead, but they're fine. If you want to see how many times people have pitted, by the way, people have indeed done so. If I could find the pit stop part. There we go. I am blind. Ethan has stopped. Rocket Pro stopped on his early soft, and Mr. Spuds had some damage early on, so he has also stopped. So that makes sense if they're running why the names are there, or why they are 55 seconds away from other people's cars. Don't worry, it does make a slight bit of sense. These two are still fighting for the middle sector, which is absolutely crazy. Got to Ethan, and the leader, 22.8, sorry. 3 temps away from being level pegging if F1 Lightning pit, which means he's going long on purpose to try something different, or just to get a tire delta for later on. He could still technically come out ahead. I want to keep an eye just in case he does respond on this run. I don't know what his game plan is here. I don't know if he wants to go for it. I don't know if he wants to go longer to make sure his hard tires near the end aren't going to be worn. That's the key. I think that stop in the medium is doable to the end. It's just early. You will have very worn tires. You're risking the tire life at the end. You're trading that for an undercut basic at the start, which is what any undercut always is. So it might get in position, but he will be struggling on tires. I think that we'll be waiting until maybe lap 11 for someone like F1 Kid to be coming into the pits, and maybe Raul as well. That would be ideal if you had no one running in your way blocking you, as we see Young Quest and Just Jack both into the pits. Watch out for the rest of these cars that were trying to battle with these two. Vortex and RB might have to make some stops soon. RB probably won't. He's got a bit of a gap to work with, so he's fine. We'll be good. Leader gap. I think we know that Ethan's probably got the position at the moment, so we'll switch back to interval for a little bit so you can see actual gaps between the cars, as that is 3 cars fighting out of the pits. Ollie, Satara, and Liquidi still all out on their original tires. Satara's obviously on softer tires. Save that one just about. On the medium. They'll be a little bit worn and scruffy, but they'll exist for longer if you needed them to. It's just You don't want to exist on them for much longer. Send from range from Liquidi. Probably not from range, just a bit late. I don't think he had that one fully under control. He has let the position go back to the Haas. I think he went for a bit of an audacious one there, if I'm honest. Didn't really keep the car under control. Spud's retiring into the pits. He's called it a day a bit too far back, I think, for his liking. I think the damage at the start kind of set the tone for his race, which was not ideal. No safety cars or anything for a little bit. I was wondering if we might sneak one in at some point, but we haven't had any likes for now. Knock on wood, there's plenty of time. We'll see, we'll see. Ollie is being shouted at. I believe stewards will be visited later on, as that's side-by-side between a McLaren of Ethan and Vortex. Is Vortex going to find this? Oh, he is! And he's fifth them both round! I wasn't expecting that. Okay, Ethan did not lead that in his race. He's lost a tiny bit more time. Okay. Now, I thought that would be a clean pass. Ethan gets through, and it's all good. We are straight up recreating Verstappen. What was it? Verstappen Vettel times? I think a few other times that happened. Ah, Vortex with the ABS. ABS off might make it quicker, but if you make an error, that's gotta happen. Has a penalty to his name. I don't know if that was corner cutting or straight collision penalty. It's a 3-second nonetheless. Ethan's lost a little bit of time. Not much, but he's definitely lost a little bit of time. It's not ideal. I hope he hasn't got damage for his own sake, because if he has, then... Ouch. Damn, I wasn't expecting a hit. I thought routine move. All normal stuff. I guess you might need to maybe think, okay, if you've heard Vortex has turned ABS off, maybe I ain't going to go around the outside of a car or leave an extra bit of room. I think that's harsh of me to say Ethan should have avoided that. You ain't going to know that's happening to you. That's very unlucky. Vortex is normally fine. You'll feel a little bit bad about that one, but they're both still going, and as far as I can tell, end plates are all attached. Everyone's still going well. That is a Ferrari of Ray going wide off the road. He licked the stamp and missed it. He has missed the post box by a good few meters. A solid few meters right there. As Ray did missing the track. I don't know where he went for a brief second. It was a bit far away. Never train forming, by the way. Further back, we've got Liquidi with a bit of a gap to Rocket Pro and brand new mediums, newer mediums, and then 3 brand new hard tire runners all trained behind. Feels like they're further back than I expected. I mean, they'd slot in around 5th, 6th of... Again, that would be that same trade we saw fighting. They've all now made their stops. It's just that no one else has pitted yet, so they look like they're right at the back. They're not. It's just how the race is panning out so far, as that is Rocket Pro going for a move down the inside. No lockups for anyone involved. Clean move. That's a wide move for, I think, Liquidi, as that is now Young Quest going through, unless he was just nicely letting his teammate through. I feel like he more just messed up. He gets a position anyway. Ethan gets his own 3-second penalties. 4 track limits. That won't be ideal for his race. Like I said, he went through the undercut, and even with the time loss of that little love tap, I don't think he actually lost more than maybe a second or so. He'll still get the lead by the end of these stops, which should be due about now for the front 3 as a heads up. They should be due in very soon, and for Satara as well, who is still out on the road. I'd expect between now and maybe another lap or 2. But either way, every loss of time you get in between this, just because you're not next to your opponent, it's still going to count. Imagine that is them directly next to you fighting. It will be counting by the end of it, including those 3 seconds that he now has to deal with once the timer's done, and he adds that on to the end. We move. Vortex is, I mean, from a visual looking, it's not like you GBH'd him, it's fine. It's an honest mistake. I don't know what the stewards are going to do with that, but like, I've done it a billion times. Ethan is now back into the top 3 ahead of Bagel, who is obviously still yet to pit. Where would Bagel slot into with his 22.5? That puts him, what, 38, 39, 40, 40.5. It would put him just ahead of Young Quest's RB and Rocket Pro, I think. Just behind his teammate by a couple of seconds. That's what he's aiming for as Raul is into the pits. Gap of about, what, 2, 3, 4 seconds, I think, before he came in. He's going for an undercut of his own. Bit later. But he's going to have a gamble. Slots in to where? I think he'll have a couple cars passing him. Maybe behind this Ferrari of Ray. Yes, it will be behind the Ferrari of Ray. Into 5th place. All guns blazing right now. Let's see what Raul's got on the business. See if he can also do a quick... he's gone wide. It's oh, that's Ray. Sorry, I stand corrected. It's Ray. It's Ray. I was like, he's only just come out of the pits. It's not the time. It's not the time to be sliding immediately off field race. I think he was just getting out of the way. It's all good. All right, so keep an eye out on when this car responds. I think he'll be confident thinking he has pace in hand. As I said at the start, I know it's a thing of, yeah, you got pace in hand, but if you don't show it on position on track, it doesn't matter. He still knows he has it. So all he's got to do at this point is give himself extra tire life by the end, extra delta, which here is extremely important. If he runs it just a lap too longer every time, he'll be fine. And it might just be good enough to win it. But the thing is, how long until you've given yourself too much work to deal with? 17-second gap will leave him with what? 3 more seconds, 5.5 seconds, I think, of a gap to catch. Can he catch that by the end of the race on those tires? We'll find out. He's off into the pits now, and that is the gap he's got to deal with by the end of this one. I have no clue if he will be able to pull that off in time. I'm going to say yes, because tire wears are crazy around here. It's just, you never know. You never know if it's actually going to be fine, but he has a 5-lap offset on tires. We'll see how it goes. Did you like Houndstone by Sabrina Carpenter? I haven't fully listened to the album yet, by the way. I actually can't comment. I like a few songs I've listened to, but I haven't fully listened to it. Nice interlude. I needed that. I was in full waffle mode for a solid amount of time. I don't know yet. I actually don't know. Raul's undercut didn't work because there was too big of a gap. He is going to have to settle still behind him. We'll go back to infill again so you can see. 3 seconds away. Another 3 to Bagel, who is still on the road. Now, I reckon he's got 2 more laps until one of his tires goes from 89%, which it surely must be at this point, to suddenly to 100 and flapping about. That's what's due. He's already lost 1.5 seconds in the first sector. He's losing tenths every time I even breathe or blink. Yeah, this is... I mean, obviously, it's 13 laps old, mediums versus brand new. Anything will be like that. You might even get within DRS by the end of this zone. In fact, I'm actually generally thinking he might be able to do that. Okay. Almost got within DRS range. He'll be within a second, but he almost got within DRS range by that detection point. That is crazy. Probably still can make the move, though, from this distance to... In fact, yeah, he can. It depends how much he's going to fight this. He's putting the battery. He's defending a little bit down the inside. Let's see if Bagel's going to put some fight for this one. Doesn't need to, because I assume his stop is due in a little bit. That's the power of horrible exit of just having no tires left on your car. I was wondering, is Bagel going to go for an almighty... Oh, that's why. That's... Lucky there's no gravel there anymore. I was going to say, is he going to go for an almighty put a soft tire on and try to go to the end? But I don't even think the soft tire can stay... solid for 10 laps, let alone 13. This will have to be a hard tire on his car. If it's anything else, then I'm perplexed. It is. Biggest tire offset we've got then, or tire delta to anyone else, will be on Bagel's car versus everyone else. Watch out for him near the end of the race, because if everyone's struggling on tires, it could be an almighty run from him. I would not put him out of the race of having a good result just yet. RB and all these cars have finally started to come back to where they was before the stops. Still yet to see Vortex and Ray in. But Young Quest in a solid 7th place. He's been at the head of whatever train he's been in, like the whole time, which is almighty impressive. I'm telling you, he's got some pace out there. He'll be doing well. He's now got to navigate his way past this Ferrari, and quick, because if they get held up through this middle sector, all of those cars behind will be quite literally bumper to bumper, wing to wing, and all the above. He has to wait. And look at how close they are. I told you, there's literally no other option but to be so close if you're stuck behind a slow car on tires that have been running for ages. Worst part is, those hard tires probably don't need to stop. If you really wanted to lap 20-something, if you really, really wanted to be psychopathic and run onto a soft and hit a car on the exit, you can do that. They're still going. I think a little bit of lag made it look a little bit worse, but RB is now ahead of Young Quest. They are shuffling order as they're like, which car can actually end up going to overtake? Yes, Ferrari first. It seems like Young Quest is going to be the first one to do it, and I still think if you really wanted to, he really wanted to, he is going for it. RB behind trying to chase him as well. He has made the move. RB does it as well. That is 2 cars past the Ferrari. I thought that was going to be a crazy send. It ended up being quite nicely done. Ray is into the pits to call his hard tire stint over. Never a few positions gained for these lot. Vortex is also in the stops as well. That's all of the cars that I was expecting to go long. Stopping, going long. I think Ollie's also in the pits too. All the tyre strats are finished, except Mia's car. Mia has still got one more stop to do at some point. I don't know when. But that was... We'll see. Because that first stop must have been very, very weirdly early. to be happening there. Now, puncture in the pits. Vortex managed... Are you trying to tell me Vortex got his puncture in the pit lane? This man ran his tires to, what, 14 laps old? Was it? Let me see how many laps there was. I'm not going to be able to do the maths, am I? Well, yeah, he didn't stop. So, yeah, it's actually just 50. Okay. 15 lap old hard tires with Vortex's tire wear on a controller is... Is it a controller? I actually forget. Is Vortex a controller or wheel? I forget now. But regardless, that is how long it takes until they explode. Good of a heads up for these cars at the front of the pack. Alright, ignoring that, I wanted to talk about the front people. Finally, I've been waiting about 20 years. So, 2-second gap. I see someone saying, even about to do some Perez shit is what I'm saying. I don't think he will, purely because this man is the one who wants the points for the championship. If you saw before in the standings, this man is 10 points behind F1 Lightning in the drivers. F1 Lightning's one ahead. He's got a 10-point lead. I don't think he'll want to be backing him up too much, because he'll risk just letting F1 Kid go ahead and running away with the lead, especially as he's got 6 lap newer tires. What I think he'll want, hold him up a little bit without losing as much time as he can do, let Raul get involved, and just fight the living crap out of that Aston Martin as much as possible, and at least keep him behind in second. At best, put him in third, and so he actually loses 10 points, and then they switch up positions. He needs something. He needs something to work, especially with the pennants as a good reminder. He obviously doesn't have the lead outright. I don't think he can afford to just try and completely back him up for the entire way, but he needs to at least put his teammate in reach. Sadly, I don't think we're going to see any of that because... Are we going to see DRS games, by the way? I saw a brake input midway through that straight. I don't think that was necessary from these cars. I feel like a DRS game might have slightly been attempted, but they didn't go for it. No attempt made. Pass made already now is literally, that's the worst time to let someone through, because I'm pretty certain that's after the detection point. I think, yes, that's the point. We'll still get it. Is it going to work enough by just purely brute forcing it with battery, though? Straight line of DRS versus battery and Vives from the front two. I respect the strat for some type of advantage down the straight. It would have been better than staying ahead and giving him DRS and slipstream, I guess. Has to settle for second at the moment. Let's see how this one plays out. They've lost no time, though, by the way. Maybe 2-3 attempts to Raul behind. So they're still not really losing it. They're losing the time on the straight, which is basically no time loss. They need to lose it in the corners. This middle sector has to get dicey for the front two if Raul wants to get involved at all in this battle. I still can't believe the gap is now 5.96 seconds between those cars. That is crazy. Further back, we've got RB, who still also has a pen. I think I'm forgetting if he had that before or not. Well, that is brand new. With Young Quest in a solid P5. He's headed up that train, like I said, and he's always been there. Bagel down in 8th place, probably not the best, but like that whole train has been shuffling all the way through. It could be any order depending on how we got through cleanly. And like I said, Quest has been solidly clean the entire way throughout. So he deserves that position on the board. Pooch in no man's land actually just dealt different. I'm a bro, actually just dealt different on the track. Bro just consistently puts in not podium, but ahead of everyone else positions and times and laps and everything. He ain't catching ahead, but behind won't catch him either, especially because they're fighting too. So he should be okay. So we've got that train from 5th to 8th. Gap with Pooch in the middle. Top 3 social distancing, we'll say. 5.5 seconds away is Raul to Ethan, who is, since I started... When I was starting to say that sentence, I was like, I'm going to talk about Ethan in a second, because he's now dropped out of a second. Since I finished that waffle, he's now 2.1 seconds away. The gap has got far bigger. That delta on tires, plus any actual natural pace difference, is going to make that monumental. Oh my lord, he's going for the 2-stop gamble. I love this for me for an NUFC. He's going for the 2-stop gamble. My go for tire gambles. This is what I love to see. I never see this enough. This is why I love China. No one else does this on tracks elsewhere. You just sit behind and like, that's all I've got. I can't do a 2-stop. I'll lose 60 billion seconds at a time. This is why China's great. He's going for the 2. Hard tire on his car again. Now what's he got? 2 and a bit seconds he was away. So he's got 24 seconds he should be out the pits to catch the leaders. 25.1. If one of the front two... Well, only F1 Kid. Raul cannot. If F1 Kid wants to just cover it off, be safe, and be like, sure, he could pit again. If he put harder allocation on, because otherwise a medium tire to the end won't be feeling too nice. That was planned from Ethan, and he had that in his locker for a while, because you only get 1 hard tyres to use throughout the race weekend. So my question is, yeah, does F1 Kid, despite having such an advantage on tyres, on purpose, that is entirely what his plan was, at least it ended up being his plan once Ethan pitted so early, does he just cover it off, just to be extra safe and call it a day? Let Raul go ahead of him, by the way, because Raul won't pit. He'll just, if he sees him pitting, he won't. But he'll have points on him. I don't know what he does. This is now basically, do you want to be super sure you're going to win the race and just stay ahead anyways? Stay out on the track and he won't catch me. It doesn't matter. Pit and be safe, lose the win, but you guarantee there's no one going to catch you on points or anything like that. Or, well, there's no other options. It's just those two. And he's staying out, so I think he's quite comfortable. He'll be fine. Reminder as well, penalty means it's 27.5 seconds. Technically, you're behind his win. He's a 24 behind the person, but only 27 behind the win. It's a bit different. It's going to be cars, type crash, and everyone will crash. Wait, and Mir will do a McQueen and jump over everyone. Trust. Mir is, and let me just check notes, 3 seconds away from being lapped, if I do say so myself. If that happens, that is crazy maneuvers. I will be watching out for just that thing to happen, but we'll see. Shout out to Mir for just existing in the races, by the way, because I know, yes, at the back, and you'd be thinking 1 minute 32 behind the leader, what's there to talk about? Being lapped is key, and that will also do you in, but forgetting all that, existing helps. There's a lot of NSL races where you just exist and you get points. Like, you just don't DNF and you get points. You get something on the board, you finish ahead of your rivals that you might not be quicker than because you simply didn't get biffed off the road. So we'll see if that ends up being a case here. I think NSL's been so consistent that even if you do that, you now actually have to have some extra pace to get in the points. Ray is currently holding on to the last points position at the moment. There might need to be a bit more juice in the tank for something like that. Yellow flag for a Haas round. It's Tatar, I think, at the front of the start of the lap, front of the track. Yeah, that makes no sense because it's a circuit. I don't know why I've said that. LM4 delivery. Wait, merch delivery has been dispatched. What did you order again? I think you said you ordered a mini helmet, right? Was there more? Did you get more stuff? W's, that's great. Shout out to the merch lovers of us in the chat, by the way. We love to see it. 8-second gap for Raul to F1 Kid. The gap has got bigger. The gap has... It has increased. This McLaren is being gapped. Slowly, but is being gapped. It's down to 7.8 on that straight. Good. Yeah, Raul's doing his utmost, but I think the time loss he got from early on, losing the training for a bit and fighting a tiny bit, that's it. Like, all 3 of those were in a train together. One of them is now 23 away on a 2-stop. The 2 and the 1 are 8 seconds apart. Why are you surprised with F1 Kid's inevitability? Because sometimes they stay close and it's fine. Sometimes they don't, but like sometimes they do and it's fine. Young Quest and Jack into the pits, by the way. It's not only Ethan going for the 2-stop gamble. This is what I love to... Shout out to China, man. Shout out to China as a racetrack. Shanghai International Circuit delivers on opportunities. Whether it works out or not is a different question, but it encourages people to do it. That's all I want. I don't need it to actually work. I just want it to be good as an option. And that's a valid question. Is 2-stop a gamble or the optimum? I don't know. Like... as always with everyone, 2-stop, if it's close, probably only works if you can actually overtake cars. Or if you just got clean air, which there's quite a good bunch of it around the track. I don't know if it's going to be enough to force people to pit, though. Like, will Bagel pit in response? Or will he think, I'm safe? Will... I was going to say, will Pooch pit? Pooch is safe. Will RB pit? I don't know if anyone's going to respond to those things. So we'll just find out by the end of the race. We'll see. I also gave another one of the ESE hoodies and a keychain, and the mini helmet doesn't arrive to this. Oh, okay. Nice. W's though. That's a shame it takes that long till you get it. That's a good amount of time. Damn. Well, we move. We move. Anyways, Bagel's going ahead. Takes la position ahead of RB. It is now a super insert name here. Bagel 4-5 on the grid. 12 seconds apart if I'm using my brick. 8. I cannot math in the slightest. Jesus Christ, that was bad. What? I read the numbers come entirely badly right there. But I said 24 and 36, not 36 and... I'm going to stop speaking English now. I can't do it. The game's gone. Anyways. He's not pitting. He's going ahead and RB is going to stay with him to fight. We'll see if those two end up surviving that. They've got a how long of a second gap? 11 to Vortex, if you can catch him. Another 10 to Ray. These lot... I don't know. I actually can't call anything. As far as I heard, by the way, for strategies, I believe the one was ideal if you could manage it. I think the one stop was if you had the ability to own a wheel or have a supreme left thumbstick and a right trigger, I guess, you could do a one stop and it would actually be fine. It's just you have to manage the tires, like genuinely do some proper tire management. Otherwise, a 2 is probably just a safer because you don't have to worry about doing any of that. That's what I gathered from everything I've looked from the nerds in amongst the league. I don't think the 2 was the... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. 2 is the optimal if you have... No, if you don't have a controller. I mean, if you don't have a wheel. That's what I heard. 1 is the optimal if you do. We'll find out if it does, though. Don't mind waiting because I had my Ionis and mini helmet for a while. That would make me mind more. That would make me mind even more in my head. But fair enough. No, that's all good. See Youngquest going for this battle, by the way, with Ray. I guess for a while, Ray's not going to be, like, much slower. He'll be a little bit slower on his tires, but it won't be massive, sir. 6-lap mediums... I think I'm underestimating how much tire wear you get at this track. That's probably a good chunk slower by a while. So I suspect Youngquest will be by in about 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was about 7.98 seconds. I almost got it. Almost got it. He's heading to 8th place anyways. Still doing another solid run, but he's now got another 9 seconds to the next car. And if he wants another position back into the top 6, another 12, that's 21 seconds to catch. In that many laps, I don't know about that being doable. The 9 second I could be done. The 9 second possibly could be done if the tires on Vortex Carbon almighty fall off and Youngquest is pulling out some big laps, but that might be all he gets. I've got to stand up and waffle now. I've been told to stand up. I've also been told that a dog has left upon hearing my voice in the stream. That's not ideal. Fine. We'll continue waffling since I have the ability to do so. We'll go for it. The legs are aching. That is a 10-second gap at the front. Inevitable. Literal Thanos snap pace at the front is crazy. Meanwhile for Ethan, I'm still here by the way. Meanwhile for Ethan in 3rd position, 11.4 behind. I believe the gamble can be officially stated as not working with that amount of delta. It worked the other way around for the undercut and, or the overcut. This time, don't think it's working this time. I respect everyone going for it. I think it was more the timing of when the 2-stop was attempted. That might have, that's a bottle hitting a desk. That might have made it a little bit worse. You time it properly, commit to it from the start, and it's probably a lot better as Pooch is... There's no other way to say it. Pooch has got bored in No Man's Land and is going to put on a red tire on his car. I'm not even looking. I guarantee this tire is red. There's no reason he's got bored. He wants a soft tire. He wants to fast us up. Yeah, he is. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Of course he is. Absolutely, of course. No need. He's just given 2 positions away for free. 3 positions away for free for no reason. Is he going to get that back? I don't know. I don't know if he will. I'm going to find out. Right, we'll keep an eye on Pooch. I did hydrate, by the way. Don't worry. I'm going to do it again, though. Good move. Just rewatched my start, and it was good, so good as well. These days happen, I say far too often in SL for everyone. I think that's just how racing goes, but yeah, they happen a lot. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. But it means it's good. It's better than being awful in betting DNFs. If you had good moments, you know, if you have good moments and don't get DNFs. Well, I know your DNF was willingly chosen, but as in, like, you got pace. That's a good thing. You got a chance to do some business and get some good points. The Ferrari debut did not go well, but it's got possible chances of doing better in the next races. We'll be there. Why is that a heartbreak for fireworks outside my house? Oh, if it jump scared you, then I understand. If we mean that. What happens after NSL? Nange, damn. What happens after NSL is I choose what food I order. Because I am hungry. Surprise, surprise. At the end of a stream, I'm telling you I'm hungry. And I play some games until it arrives, I think. That's what I'm going to do. Obviously, we'll look at all the clips and stuff of NSL stuff, but I believe that's my game plan. That is a V-carb defending aggressively. Okay! Okay! Now, that's not a lockup. That's just a blatant brake failure of all time. DSQ for Vortex's vehicle. We will call it a day for the V-carb. That is him out of the race. Now, has his brake pedal, if he's on wheel, has his brake pedal genuinely just died? I think his brakes have genuinely died. That is not even a question. That's a brake failure of all proportions. I don't think we've ever seen... I think we've seen that since Dylan in Brazil season, what, 8, 7? When he did that one race and his wheel just said, nah, went straight on. That's the last time I remember anyone having a disconnect on wheels and stuff. For real, yeah, for real. That's the only time I remember that ever happening. NSL don't get stuff like that. No way. Well, yeah, Spud is now up to 15th, technically. Won't be classified, but he's up 1. Unlucky for Vortex. That really... He had a decent amount of pace. He had a few mistakes, but he was acclimatizing well to their ABS being off. And then his brake pedal said, why are you doing all that trail braking on me, bro? But all that. You get in the wall. I hope your pedal's good, by the way. I hope it's just a random little failure rather than full-time, like, full-on, it's done. We're moving. Taking the exact... That's... that's crazy, man. I wouldn't have that, by the way, Spuds. I wouldn't have that. Anyways, yeah, Sonny Hayes of the week. I did say to Vortex before, like, thank you for giving me it as a meme for his ABS-ness. I reckon there's potential for me to make an edit out of that. I can make some funniness there. We could do. We could do. Okay, right. Anyways, in case you all locked out of the race briefly, because I definitely did, Youngquest has just got a 3-second time penalty. He's got enough of a gap to stay ahead of Jack, and I don't think he's going to be able to catch in 2 laps to Pooch, so that is his P7. It's a good actual debut. We didn't really get this proper chance last time. That's a good, solid debut out there. Bro's got some pace on the roads. He's there. I don't remember a single detail from the F1 movie, to be honest. That is rude. Neither do I, but that's not because I haven't seen it yet. That's my excuse. I don't remember anything because I don't know what happens. But it's okay. Rude. Damn. Film nerd being rude. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Other gaps that we're seeing on the board, though. I'll be only 4 and a bit seconds away from Bagel, but I don't think he's catching on all the tires. It's a solid P5 again. Bro was down in the depths of that battle with Quest, with Bagel, who is somehow in 4th, by the way. That's just because Pooch got bored. With Jack, with Rocky Pro, and he's ended up almost at the head of all of it. Very impressive. Bagel also somehow getting to the head of all of this is also impressive, even with his teammate effectively gifting him a position because he got bored. I respect it. He still had to be in at least a 5th place to do that, so very nicely done. Ethan, let's have a little monologue near the end. Ethan, what could have been if he had maybe just a tiny bit more pace? I just don't think he had enough at the start. Because if he did, he would have been able to keep all of them within a second. Like, there was enough few times where it's like he was pushing a bit more just to keep within the second rather than just waiting in that gap. And then he lost it, and then it became 2 seconds, and then a bit more, and then his teammate was ahead. If he just had a tiny bit more pace, or maybe just a few little less mistakes, maybe, then he's there. And then he's still in that gap. But then again, Raul was also in that train. He was staying within a second-ish. Then he got dropped out. So maybe it was just inevitable, because now he's 11 seconds behind on the exact same strategy as F1 could, as they've both probably just locked out to keep their positions as is. I don't know. But that is going to also be another 11 points lost, unless Pooch has took that fastest lap. Let's have a little look if he has. He has. No, Ethan has it. Okay, so it's fine. So he's actually only going to lose, what, 25 to 16? Only lose another 9 points. But it is still losing 9 points. That's not ideal. The gap in the championship will provisionally, unless a penalty for some reason changes it, be up to a grand total of 19 points. That's getting a bit big now. It's not horribly massive, but like in a league like this, with the person ahead being the known quick individual, that might start to get tricky to usurp later on into the season. Ooh, yeah. Constructors, though, let me pull up the stats for that one before we get to the end of this event. As also, are we on for a... No, we're not. We haven't had anyone win more than 2 races in a row. This would be F1 Kid's 2nd race win in a row again. He's had it once already this season. He won't get any more chances than that. But that, though, Constructors is nice. That is what I wanted to say, and it is looking nice. Aston Martin will get a grand total of, what, 35 points. McLaren's get 18 plus 16, 19, 20. That is 34. If my brain's correct, no? Have I done that right? 18 plus 16, 34. So that means they lose 8 points. The gap's still 25 then by the end of that one. There's opportunities for that to play out a lot during the season, because 25-point gap is nothing in Constructors' points. You get one DNF for one of your two drivers. If you're both racing at the front, then all of a sudden you've lost a position. Or you just lose your head at some point mid-race. Or you collide, I don't know. But that's probably a bigger fight than the drivers if it keeps going like this, despite the fact the drivers has the smaller gap, because of an individual like this, who, if I am counting correctly, has had how many pole positions? 4. Has had many fastest laps, and is about to go across the line in a couple seconds' time to take not his first, not his second, not his third or fourth, but his 5th win in NSL this season alone. F1 Lightning crossed the line and wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Raul has to settle for a 2nd position, 12 seconds behind. Thanos snap pace, as I said before, indeed. Good 2nd place for the constructors, but it could have been more. Debuting his new team ahead of his teammate of Ethan in 3rd. Championship points lost in both championships, only 1 in constructors, but it is 9 in the big drivers. 19-point gap for him to F1 Kid. The dream might start to slip away, but it's only the start of the second half of the season. Long way to go with that. Bagel, no more podiums this time out, but is a solid 4th position, and he's happy about that. He's driven a beautiful race. He deserves that one. Where did that man start, by the way? 7th place goes up into 4th. Mighty impressive. That is some BWT end plate missing, and it is from this car. I'm not sure. Of course it is. It's an Alpine 4th and 5th. It's an RB 6th place in the end. Quest gets a good solid 7th. Jack in 8th place. Rocket Pro will eventually come across the line in 9th. Then we got to have Ray in 10th unless something crazy happens, which it should be. Ollie in 11th. Liquidity on their... Liquidity? Different word. On their debut is going to have a 12th. Tatar in 13th. Mia in 14th. And then the 2 DNFs. Technically a DSQ, actually. Let's put it properly. It is technically a DSQ. The game gave it as that. It is that. At the end of the track, I did see Bridges car slowly doing a little spinach for no reason. That is a race. But honestly, we got to start talking big all-time stats because F1 Kid's starting to relight all of them. If he ain't careful, bro's going to start matching my... He might start chasing my championship record, and I'm a bit worried about that. I don't like where this is going. Bro's going for his 2nd title if he can go for it. We haven't had a 2-time winner. Well, we've had a few, but as in since last season, which was Dylan. And that stat I was going to pull off doesn't make any sense. We've had Dylan, we've had Lewis, we've had... Yeah, ignore everything I was going to say. But we might get another one. Let's go on the order and see where everyone finished in the race. No driver today. I mean, clean just driver. We don't have that. Now I might have to make a return. What, to get my reputation tarnished? Nah, I retired for a reason, to keep my reputation intact. The provisional order. We've got F1 Kid. Max points bar the fastest lap. Raul in 2nd. Ethan in 3rd with the fastest lap. At least minuses some of the damage he could have got. Super Bagel Gang of Pooch in 5th. Bagel himself in 4th. Then we got RB in 6th. Quest in 7th. Jack in 8th. Rocket Pro in 9th. Ray wrapping at the top 10 to get a point for the Ferrari. Their 2nd point of the season, if it stays as it is. Ollie, Liquidi in 12th. Tatar in 13th. Me in 14th. And then Spuds and Vortex, 2 DNFs. 1 technically a DSQ if you really want to be a little mixy with it. That is your order. That does make it F1 Kid's 18th win in NSL, which I thought was getting close to this. He now has officially the most wins in NSL history. If you would want to let that sink in. The most wins in NSL history is insane. He has overtaken Dylan in all-time wins. Huh? I didn't know that was up there. Bro's moving crazy. Bro's moving crazy on that one, but fair play. 18 wins to 17. Josh is in 3rd on that stat if you want, by the way, on 15 wins. A couple people have had some wins in the end. Just a couple. Not bad. I'm not making a graphic for that. That's a good start, man. That's an incredible start. He's going to need it. Dylan still holds the most pole positions if you want to hold on to that. He has 22. F1 Kids after this will have 16. So, bit of a gap. Bit of a gap. Anyways, how are we all doing? How'd you find that on the books? Because I think that was a race of tires. I think everyone doesn't like me for picking that track, but sadly it will keep happening every season. Maybe next time I give it a break, but like you delivered exactly what I wanted, so unfortunately it's going to keep happening. Good day. Plate trailers and Eclipse. Yes, I need to see that. As always, if you want to send a ticket in, drivers, report into this channel in the NSL Discord. Every incident you have, if you had a crash with one person, all the clips of that in there. Crash with another person, clips in another one. You know the usual business. Is there any of the stats that have been broken recently? Josh has the most podiums that's already given for a while. F1 Kid gets a bit closer to that, I guess. Fastest laps. F1 Kid is now tied with the most fastest laps with Ethan and Josh. That's a nice little new stat. But yeah, new most winningest driver in NSL. Kind of cool to have. I just want to let you know that none of my race wins are on that because I only started counting stats from when I left NSL. I'm kidding. I'm not going to be my other thing. The bias against me. Listen, it's not. That depends who you're looking at it from. For mine, it's just I like looking at cool stuff. For everyone else, I don't know about that. No man's land before the end, but may I'll take finishing where I started. Honestly, NSL a lot of the times can be red arrows for everyone else ahead or behind, and then green ahead, and then you somehow being in that right position. That's always happens. Everyone shuffles, and then there's always that one person who's like, I will just finish where I started. Just have a good day out. Honestly, GG's if you managed to just exist today. A lot of you been doing that all season. I think this has been probably the best season of percentage of people not dying in races. That shouldn't be my standard, but like that is good. I'm glad it is happening like that. Where though is the Clips channel in the Discord? Because there's only one thing I need to be looking at. I simply have to look at a slight incident. Where's his name? This. Yeah, this. We will be there checking out what in the world happens in this. So yeah. This man's on the straight. He's chilling, having a good time, going down the roads, down the ends, being chased by a pooch on his new soft tires from range, looking like he might do a little send, which is what I was expecting. Battery depleted. He then sees that there's a braking input needed now. He goes for it, and his brakes say no. Look at this. I need to slow-mo that one. Look at this in the bottom left. He goes for his brakes at this point. The red bar goes on. Now, it suddenly cancels. His brakes suddenly just get cancelled from oblivion. And then all of a sudden, he's now visiting a wall. And obviously, since he's going the wrong way around the track, the game just de-skewed him. Yeah, that ain't that deal. That really ain't that deal. Oh, we move. Rubot sending a message, by the way. What did I see written in there? Me when brakes die, I give Nange consent for... Wait. Nange consent for Nange to use this and look for more clips in the stream for Sonny Hayes. Yeah, we will be there. I will be nabbing that for at least one clip. We will be there. Nice. Maybe we go back to a short and sweet. Just one clip, Sonny Hayes. Like one offense, and then I could meet potential with just that clip alone. We'll see. Right, yeah, if you want to post just clips in general, if you're opening them for tickets, go feel free, but this is where we just look at everyone's best moments they want to share. I'm going to go from bottom to top for some reason. This is a little range from send. If you no longer go for a gap, it's the POV of Pooch from the other side of it. That was a little intense. I'm not going from bottom to top because I realized that's not going to make any sense, so we're going to go around that. What wings are people using, by the way? That's what I want to hear. As Bagel drops a raid of all time on our head tots. Bagel, thank you so much for the love. I hope from your POV you enjoyed that race. I think you had it looks like you had a good time. Honest. Bro is uber consistent, by the way. Bagel's just out there at all times. Shout out to Bagel in general. Literally, I need to do the shout out as I first watched Mr. Spuds. Ooh. We'll have judgment on that, actually. Hang on, we'll have judgment. Let me do the / shout outs to this man. Oh, never mind. Forget I have a mod who's quicker at typing than me. Thank you, Millie. Yeah, show big some love. Cool individual. And as you saw yesterday, hosts great events and then cooks when he needs to in the proper big races. It's a good time. Really enjoyed that. Forward hates it. I think everyone else still hates it if it helps. No one liked my choice of track. No one liked this today. It was good. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everyone in the race. There was a lot of good action happening. Tire life and where from a POV of watching this race is great. Driving I'd hate. What are we saying about this one though, folks? I think we need a little you know what music we need. You know what music we need. We need the if we was to give a decision to this, I know I'm a steward and literally will be giving a decision to this later in a day or so, but don't worry about that. For just impromptu meme stewarding, what are we saying? Braking has been decided. That car is firmly already in the zone. This one's definitely in it too. We press play. That transpires. Now, is that the car ahead moving across? Or is it the car behind not failing to stop in time? It is definitely moving under forms of braking. That I think we can say for sure. Ain't no way it's that. I feel like it's... Yeah, I don't know why I'm even complaining. This is probably a very dumb slank. Not slam dunk, dumb slank, by the way. Yeah, he's probably cooked. If I am honest, he's definitely probably cooked. I don't know. Anyways, that is that. Yeah, Burnt Myland has been bored. He hasn't been involved at all for a hot minute, which is probably good. It means we get to see more clean racing, which I do like to see the strats play out. Like, timely safety cars, obviously not intentional, will just get you banned, but like timely safety cars when it just naturally fits when the race would help. It would help some people, not some others. It's good, but sometimes we get 6 million of them. Recently, it's been a nice clean breach, so we'll take it. Glorious, everyone. GG's. I'm gonna chill and watch these clips now. Have a good rest of your evening, man. Shout out to Bagel again. Much love. Much love to every single one of you who's racing and watching, by the way. I know I normally do this at the end of when I watch clips, but just in case you watched and enjoyed it, join. Come back next week, Wednesday, and watch us to have some good fun. Next week, we are racing at... Where are we racing? Wait. Now, I probably should have planned checking where our next race is. Let me just double check with it. Right, it's Azerbaijan. Okay, good. Now we can just go back to the plug real quick. You know, see, we planned that. That was all part of the bigger picture. Anyways, we're at Baku next week. Come through if you want to join us for that. If you want to watch, 7 p.m. is when the lobby officially starts. We start streaming about 15-20 minutes before that on the YouTube. If you want to watch the VODs, it will always be there on Twitch. We're live as well. And it's Summation NSL on Twitch. Link in the description of the YouTube VOD. Go click it, go join, go say hi, have a good time, go vibe. Drive if you wish to as well. We have a good, nice fun. Everyone can open. You just have to be clean. You don't have to be the quickest. You can be any pace you like. We're open to all. It's what makes this league, in my eyes, very fun and good to watch. And probably to drive it, hopefully, is too. That's down to you guys to decide. But yeah. Abrupt music.